It is not the child's job to make sure that mom and dad are okay, right? It is dad's job to make sure dad is okay. It is mom's job. But the problem is sometimes when we are not aware, we put that backpack on as a young child and we're like, okay, I've got to keep the peace because the grown-ups are not being grown-ups in the relationship. And
Correct.
so and so
It's the
until
unfortunate truth of most of us, which is why we need to do the work for the sake of our kids.
exactly. And so I think the unfortunate thing here is we have amazing young men, and then we do have some men in this call, but not all of the young men have parents that are here or maybe willing to do the work. So for those
Yeah.
that are here, those that are listening later on, what can an individual or a young man or a young girl do when they're that individual in an electric household? And what can they do or where can they go? Because what I do tell people is as I sit with other men, it's like the way that you react to this conversation now for this thing, or the way that you did respond, sets the stage for every other conversation that they will or won't bring to the table because they're going to remember exactly how you reacted. And what you don't want is you don't want your child to then find peace in somebody else's household or in
Yeah.
some other place, and they go, "Man, this is where I want to be," because they don't feel safe at home. So
Yeah.
for someone who finds himself in that situation, what can they do
Mm.
until mom and dad choose to be grown-ups?
Yeah. That's tough, first of all, to be in that situation because in an ideal world, parents are the parents and they're the adults. And unfortunately, what's a reality is to understand that we are all at the effect of our wounding and our trauma. And if we don't really take responsibility for going inward and doing the healing, we pass that on to the next generation. And that happened to me. And it wasn't until I was in my 40s where I had this big wake up call in my last relationship that really blew up, that really forced me to look inward. And I actually moved back in with my parents in my 40s at the worst rock bottom place. And my job was to heal with my parents because I knew that unless I healed with this resistance against my parents, this victim story I had against them, I was going to repeat these relationship dynamics. So I have this process that I teach that I help people. It's called individuating. It's breaking free from the hope or the expectation that mom and dad will understand me. Right? It's not available in many cases, right? It's not, it's just the cards that we're dealt sometimes. And so the first part is to grieve that, Jeremy. The first part is to grieve that, is to give yourself permission that you have friends, you have mentors, you have a community where you can express and that to be seen. In a perfect world, you have that at home, but most people don't get that, right? And so it's about making sure that you do have support and a community around you like this one. That's the first thing. The second thing is to really try to work at can I see the things that are bothering me about mom or dad? Can I see that they are trying to set me up to feel how they're feeling? This is a massive one. This is a huge tool. And Amian, this is the same with you. This is a good one for you as well. Is they're setting me up to feel how they're feeling. And then the question I go, okay, so what am I feeling? I'm feeling um, trapped. I'm feeling suppressed and oppressed. Well, where are they feeling that? Oh, how am I contributing to them feeling that way? And it's not about taking blame. This is not about blame. This is really about understanding. And can you see that all behavior is simply an effort? This is the two principles that I want everybody to get. Is all human behavior, whether Amian, you're a dismissive avoidant or you're um, uh, fearful avoidant, all it is, or anxious attached, all it is an effort to regulate yourself because you haven't learned how to regulate. If a parent, if a person does not make it their business to learn the skill of self-regulation, they're going to use reactive behavior to try to regulate. So I'm trying to how can I understand my parents' less than inspiring behavior can I try to see it as it's not about my own unworthiness? It's not about me. Can I see that it's not because I'm a bad seed, bad object? It's because they are doing their best to try to regulate themselves.